YouTube. And we should be live. All right, there we go, there we go. So let me turn that off so I don't hear myself. So again, sorry for that. If you go to the webinar tab right here and you click on the name, that will open it up on YouTube and you'll be able to leave comments to make sure that you guys are interacting. If you have any questions at all during any of this, please let me know. All right, in the comments. So we're going to be following comments. We're going to be doing some live research, going over the EasyPub Profits Guide, and kind of just working our way through different niches, trying to find stuff that is low competition. Going up against a lot of books that are extremely high competition. It's hard. It's going to cost some money running AMS ads. You're a lot better off, especially when you are starting off, going for the low competition keywords to get some of those sales into your KDP account. So let me go ahead here while everyone is popping on, open up the EasyPub Profits Guide here. All right, so this is what you want open on your computer. You guys can see it right here. This is what we're going to be going through. Hello from France. Good morning, Jessica. Hello, Yara. All right. Looks like people are popping in and everyone can hear me, which is awesome. So before I get started, let's actually hop right into it. I want to talk about how I think you should structure your niche research. Okay, I talk about this quite often, but we're going to use a whiteboard as an example. Okay, so what you want to do before you even dive into any niches, think about any type of keyword, is think about how you are going to do your research. So think about it like this. You have this really broad niche up here, okay? So niche, really, really broad. So think of this as your starting point. This could be any huge niche. This could be, animals, unicorns. It could be jobs. It could be pretty much anything. Yoga. These are huge niches with millions of keywords, lots and lots and lots of different possibilities. So this is where we want to start, way up here, and we want to narrow it down. Now I know what you're thinking, okay? This is like it's not a pyramid scheme, okay? This is your niche down keyword down here. So keyword. Pardon my terrible writing on a computer, but this is going to be your keyword. This is going to be your niche down phrase. So for example, if you started with yoga, all right, that is a massive niche. There's going to be yoga poses. There's going to be yoga classes. There's going to be manuals talking about yoga. But what you want to do is you want to start with a huge niche, which is what we're going to do and work our way through in this webinar. And we want to narrow it down into something that's got low competition, a long tail phrase. So for example, if you started with the niche of yoga, right, and you niched it down to a keyword, down here, it's not going to get nearly as many searches a month as, say, yoga, the broad overarching niche. But if you niched it down to, say, yoga poses for teens, or dog yoga or goat yoga for adults, something like that. It's longer tail, not as many people search for it. People do still search for this stuff, and that right there is how we're going to find low competition within this massive niche right here. Okay, so that is going to be the whole purpose of this webinar, is to find a small niche within this big one. All right, so morning from Michigan. Hello, Jessica. Got multiple Jessicas in here. That's good to see. All right, so I haven't actually planned out anything in this guide because I feel like when I do these videos and do these webinars, it's easier to walk through them kind of, on the fly, figuring out what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and open up EasyPub Profits. You guys should already have this. Oh, something else you should grab too is inside a book bowl. Click on this blue button here. It's going to download a PDF with the top 10 niches that I think you guys should take a look at. We're going to go through that as well, and we're going to just step through some examples here. If I'm going too fast or you guys have a suggestion, please drop them in the comments. But the whole point of the EasyPub Profits Guide is kind of to serve you up low competition niches without having to do much research. Now, research is kind of my forte. It's what I like to do, and I think you guys should spend a lot of time on it. But this is an excellent resource for starting, having a starting point, and then figuring out where to go from there. The whole thing is based on creating a single book per day. So this one right here is the July guide. So these are going to be niches in August that we should take a look at, right? So you have a full month to actually get up one book per day. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about getting up multiple books per day, you know, put as many up as possible. I personally think that is the wrong approach. We're going to show you guys why, but it only takes 1 or 2 or 10 books that are selling consistently to make you guys some real money. So let's see, only one Gary. Hello, Gary Greenwood. Nice to see you in here. Elizabeth, easypubprofits.com. All right, so let me scroll down here. This is going to be the table of contents. You guys can follow along with what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing on my screen, you guys should see the same thing. A lot of stuff in here. It's quite long, but we're going to scroll down past the welcome message, and we're just going to go into the first niche. So back to school month. Okay. So again, let's take back to school month, and you can read through this and you know, back to school right now, a little bit different with the whole COVID situation going on, but I know this niche sells really well. I have some books in the school niche. All right, so here are, they give you some starting research keywords: student planner, homework planner, school timetable. So let's go back to our example here before we pop into Book Bolt and on Amazon. What is, think to yourself before you even start in, what is the big, huge niche here? It's school, okay? So school, and our job is to take this big niche and find a low competition keyword that we can actually start creating these low content books. So the very first thing that I usually do in order to take this, this niche right here, back to school, I start in Book Bolt, we're gonna move over into Amazon, and we are gonna dig into this niche. So first thing I'll do is I'm going to go to the cloud. This is going to be a recreation of the KDP database here. So it's going to be the best selling books in the category. I usually just keep this the same, bump up the sales rank a little bit, and click search. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to validate that people are buying in not just the back to school niche, but just the school niche in general. You want to sit down and figure out, do people buy school low content books? Yes or no? That's all we're doing right here. So we'll come in here. Okay, these are going to be the best selling notebooks down here. Some sketchbooks, some graph paper. All I'm doing is I'm looking for a book that's related to school. That's it. All right, we have one right here. This is preschool math. All right, every preschooler should learn some addition. I don't even know what grade you learn addition in. It might be preschool, but anyways, selling extremely well. I'll take a look at the price here, $6.99. Now, this isn't back to school, okay? This is just school. We're starting at the very top, the big, huge niche here. 55 ratings. You have your sales rank. So, two things to look at when you're first starting, okay? It's the sales rank of the book currently, which is about 12,000. So this is flying off the shelves. This is doing very, very, very well in books. But what's more important to me, what I think you guys should pay attention to, is this average sales rank over the last 30 days. So if you click this little clock here, you're going to see the sales rank over time. And now the reason this is important is it's going to show you that this book didn't just sell 100 copies today. It's been selling consistently. That's what you want to build your account here. You want your KDP account to bring in sales every single day, for eternity, essentially, right? You really want to get in there and make some money. So you'll be able to see their pricing strategy, $6.99. They actually dropped it down to $5.99. That really wasn't working for them. You didn't see the sales rank drop. So they bumped it back up, right? And they've been consistently selling. So everything is good. This is what we want to see. So go ahead and open this on Amazon. We're going to see if we can find any more. Again, what we're doing is we're just finding, do people buy in the school niche? Yes or no? And apparently, yes, they do. Let's keep going. I'm looking for school books. So if I skip one or I miss one, let me know. But remember, I'm just looking in kind of like the notebook category, depending on if they use those keywords or not. And I'm not really seeing anything else, at least in the top, say, I don't know, we probably went through like 20 books so far, something like that. Handwriting practice paper, okay? When do you practice your handwriting? As an adult, you probably don't. Our handwriting is probably pretty awful compared to kids who actually practice. But again, that is in the school niche, if you think about it. This one's priced at $5.95, so kind of low, but the average sales rank over 30 days is under 30,000, which means this is selling a lot of copies, but 300 a month. That's awesome. So yes, back to school, you know, people can practice their handwriting any time of the month, any time of the year. Maybe kids aren't at school, but hey, this is related to school. Let's keep going here. We're just looking for school-related books, okay? Right here, here's another one, handwriting paper. Like it. Average sales rank over the last 30 days, about 43,000. Anything under like a couple 100,000 is going to be consistently selling on KDP. So this is excellent to see. This is doing incredibly well. It's selling at least a few copies a day. Keep scrolling down. Here's one, 8th grade. All right, now this is about, you know, 8th grade being at home quarantined, but hey, it is selling incredibly well, so we're going to open that up as well. Let's keep going down. Mileage log, okay. Cursive practice paper, here's another one. A lot of practice. This one's priced a little bit higher, but again, it's way under 100,000 sales rank. It's selling multiple copies a day, doing incredibly well, so that's related to school, okay? You have to kind of think, is it related to the overarching niche? We haven't even got into back to school yet, okay? Let's see. We'll keep going down here. So this is where I start. This is just a starting point to validate that, yes, people buy in this niche. If they don't buy in the niche, then I'm going to go over to Amazon and see, hey, you know, are there any books selling outside the notebook category? We have some categories in here: journals, music sheets, calendars, planners. But all we're doing is validating that, yes, people do buy in the niche of school. So let's go ahead and open up these books here on Amazon. We'll actually take a look at them. All right, so this one was published March 17th of 2020. First thing I do when I get onto Amazon is I'm going to look at a few things, about 3 things here. We're going to look at ratings. All right, so 57 ratings. We'll get to that in one moment. The price, $6.99, very typical for a low-content book. And then, of course, I want to see the look inside. We're going to go ahead and click on this. This right here is an example of an excellent cover. So while we're going through in this webinar, I want you to pay special attention to the covers. The ones that pop out use huge text. This is probably like a size 300 text or something ridiculous, right? Like the first thing you see when you land on this page is math. Okay, so that's related to school. Preschool math. It's big and it's bright, so it sticks out. When people are on an Amazon page and they type in, you know, school math notebook or something like that, something big and huge and bright is going to stand out to make sure that, yes, the customer sees that book. They probably skip the other books with the tiny little text that they can't read because they're scrolling at the speed of light. All right, we all do it. You do it. I do it. This kind of stuff sticks out, so keep that in mind throughout this webinar. So excellent cover. So let's go ahead and scroll down. Right here, something that I don't see mentioned almost ever. These people are building a brand. Okay, so when people buy this book, they open it up to the first page and they see this. Now, parents are going to see this, right? Because parents are going to open up the book and they're going to say, hey, follow us on Instagram. They're building a brand that they can retarget these customers for math books. They can retarget them for other books like handwriting books that we opened here. So this is a big deal right here. All right. So if you guys are willing to market your materials, this is something you want to pay attention to. Okay. There's also a cover page so that the actual kid, whoever's using the book, can write down in the book who it belongs to. It makes it a little bit special. It breaks it up. And oh, wouldn't you know it, right here, why do they say follow us on Instagram? Because they're going to sell you number tracing, alphabet letter tracing, handwriting practice paper, and they put a QR code in there. It's brilliant. Okay, so this is why this is selling so well, because they're remarketing the people that bought their books. Okay, I don't see that talked about anywhere in the low content, book space, but this right here is so smart. You guys need to pay attention to this. I should probably do an article or something. Maybe we'll do another webinar going over how to set all of that up. But this right here is what you want to be doing if you're going to create multiple books in the same space. So this front page tells us a lot about this business. They're crushing it. Well, okay, let's scroll down and actually look at the material here. So, you have, this is a low content book, right? It doesn't take a genius to type out one sentence, put a piece of clip art in here, or hand draw it, right? I'm not an artist. I'd probably use clip art or hire an illustrator to do it. And they have some cool how to draw a 0, how to draw a Z. So this is a really, really good low content interior. Each page is different. Okay, you're going to notice the books that typically sell the best do not just have blank lines in them. They actually put in some time and they put in some effort in order to make their book something awesome like this is. Okay, now this isn't hard, but it is pretty great. So see one bear, one. All right, so we know that this book, this interior, really, really good. 3 cows, they got some more clip art or hand-drawn illustrations in here. All right, so that's the first thing I'm gonna look at. The interior, it's an awesome interior. What you want to take away from this is not, okay, oh, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna write, I see 0 eggs in the nest, and do this. What you want to take away from this is that each page is unique. They put in illustrations on each page. They gave instructions on how to do this on each page, and then you can take that information, create your own interiors. Yours should not look like this, but that's what you want to take away from this, okay? Second thing I look at is the price. All right, $6.99, pretty typical, but you want to scroll down to the product details. That price, this $6.99 price right here, depending on how many pages, this is what you want to look at. How many pages does the book have is going to determine your royalty. So this is under 100 pages. The royalty is very, very good. All right, so if you were creating your own book in this niche, now again, we're not back to school yet. We're just talking about school in general. I'd probably keep it under 100 pages so you are getting about the same royalty. Now you see that the sales rank incredibly low, doing very well. The third thing I look at is these customer ratings. So the way you can get to those right off the bat is just click the ratings, and it'll bring you over to this page. Why my book covers look... I'm trying to read the comments here. Why do my book covers look dull when they are live? Not sure. You might want to play with your colors a little bit. It kind of depends on how Amazon, when you're uploading those products, determines, they go through that process of processing them. So that might have something to do with it. Brilliant. I would love to know how to create QR codes. I should definitely do that. So remind me in the future for sure, and I can go over how to create those QR codes and actually get up some marketing for your books. I think that's something a lot of people miss, is that, yeah, it's great and Amazon's got a ton of traffic and you can rely on it and you can create a really, really good income for yourself, but just that little bit of extra edge, because 99.99 repeating people that are in the low content space don't want to put in 10 seconds of effort. If you are willing to, that puts you above everyone else, and that can make all the difference. So next thing I'm going to look at is the reviews, okay? The reviews, all the 5-star reviews typically aren't very helpful. What you want to look at is the 1, 2, and 3-star reviews, which you can simply click. All right, so someone left a 1-star review but didn't write anything. We're going to click the 2-star review. Same thing. And same thing. So that's not very helpful at all, but a lot of the times when you click this kind of stuff, it will tell you, like this is a 4-star review, but someone might leave a 1-star review and be like, hey, the cover is misspelled. My kid is very upset. Well, what does that tell you? It tells you to proofread your stuff, and if you put up your own book, all right, in the math niche, make sure you don't misspell anything. Or perhaps they put up a book and they left a 2-star review and they said, hey, this book is really great, but it's 6x9, it's way too small, it's hard to write in. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out you can put it on 8x5x11, and all of a sudden now you have a better book for the customer. So let's go through a few more examples here and then try to use the EasyPub Profits Guide to find out if we can find some low competition in the school niche. Because I can tell you right off the bat, math workbooks, that's hard. That's hard, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. It's in the school niche. It's handwriting practice paper, all right? Take a look inside. It's almost the first thing I do. This journal belongs to, I don't even know if that's centered. It might be, but this looks off-center to me. Okay, just me being a little bit some small gripes. But look, very, very simple interior. You can actually grab one of these off the BookBolt site if you want to, which I can show you how in a second. But all right, interior, exact same. Okay, $5.95, so it's priced pretty low, and 210 reviews. First thing I'm going to do is price at $5.95. How many pages? 100 pages, so pretty standard. Okay, this is what you're going to figure out, is that a lot of low-content books are about 80 to 120 pages. Anything more than that, you're going to have to price a little bit higher if you want to get the same amount of royalty. This one's 8.5 by 11. All right, it tells you literally right on the front page. So that's also something to keep in mind when you're creating your own, is give the customer as much information on the cover as you can without it being jumbled. So why is that? It's because everyone judges books by their cover. Everyone, okay? We all judge books by their cover. I know you've all heard the phrase not to do that, but you know, the fact of life is we all do. So make sure your cover is what you are spending some time on to make sure it pops out. Let's see here. Handwriting without tears, I believe, is the writing style my child learned in kindergarten. Without tears, Jessica? I'm not sure I understand. Let's see. What is the best way to find the right illustrator for a book like this? If you're talking about this type of book, or you're talking about the book we just looked at, an illustrator is going to depend on kind of what you're looking for. I mean, stuff that's really, really complicated is probably going to cost you a bit of money. If you're looking for simple designs like that bird nest we saw, I mean, that's going to cost you $1 or $2 to create maybe a vector. So it's going to be pretty cheap if you're going for simple illustrations. You don't have to start off your book business by spending a bunch of money. Okay, I don't want you to get that idea that you have to spend a ton of money to get into this. You can actually do all of this for free, especially if it's a kid's book. You can probably illustrate some of this yourself by doing some tracing, but just keep that in mind. You know, a little bit of extra effort will pay off if you get your keywords right and optimize it. But Upwork is a good place to look for. I mean, Facebook groups, there's a lot of very talented people on Facebook groups. Even in our own KDP community, there are people that are incredible at drawing. So I would look those two places. What's the best keyword strategy? We're going to get to keywords in just a little bit. All right, so let's keep going. So this, oh yeah, we need to look at ratings, okay? So right here you can see, you know, some customer images. So, you know, kids learning to write, again, related to schooling, education, which is awesome to see, but I like to look at these bad reviews. Nothing on the 1-star. Let's see, no 2-star. And okay, here's a 3-star. One downfall. Well, I don't know what it is. Let's see. It's so hard to find lined paper like this. It works great for my son. Only wish you could easily tear out pages. Okay, Jessica in the comments was saying tear, not tear. My bad. End up ripping some of the pages every time I try and get the paper out of the book. To my knowledge, I don't think you can do serrated pages on KDP. So that's unfortunately something I don't think we can do, but that's really good feedback. If someone said something along the lines of, you know, hey, I really wish that the lines were X, you can take that and implement it into your own book. All right, let's look at one more book, and then let's take some keywords and actually start finding something that is a low content book that is low competition. Good afternoon, Steve. Good to see you in here. All right, handwriting practice paper. There's another practice paper, but notice the cover on this one, in my opinion, is a little bit better. It's really big, it's dark, and everyone can understand it. So let's go ahead and click it and look at it. Excellent cover. Right here, it tells you 8.5 by 11, 100 pages. Same interior, guys. The exact same interior as every other book. in the handwriting practice paper. So, okay, it's good. It's got 143 ratings. It's been up for a couple years. It's priced really, really low, right? But they're probably selling a ton of these, which I know they are. 100 pages right here. It actually says that on the cover, and it's an 8.5 by 11, like we just said. Look at that sales rank. So this thing is flying off the shelves. Anything below a few 100,000 is selling at least one a day. This one's selling multiple copies every single day, which is awesome. So let's, again, take a look at those ratings. I always typically ignore the 5-star ratings. They're not helpful, okay? If you think about when you leave a review, if you even do leave a review, it's typically people who are upset about something, and that is the most helpful for us as sellers. Click the 1-star, nothing on the 1-star. 2 stars, okay. It is what it is, but it isn't great. It would be helpful if the paper was landscape instead of portrait. All right? Right there, right off the bat, that tells you a critical piece of information. If you do yours, if you're going to use handwriting practice paper, just rotate it from vertical to horizontal in your book, and bam, you have a better book just by doing that one simple thing. And the reason we got to that is we just read a review. My disappointment is more about the fact that the book won't bend, so my daughter can use the other side of the page. Okay, there's no preparation to tear the pages out either, it's just the pain to deal with. Okay, so really the crucial point that we can use right here is the paper was landscape instead of portrait. That is something we have control over. That is something that we can change. All right. So that's good, right? We opened up one more here. This one is a little bit different. It says 8th grade 2020 quarantine with some little toilet papers here. We'll look inside. All right. This, I mean, I don't know if this is clip art or what. This is incredibly pixelated. This journal belongs to. So something else to keep in mind, right, is front pages here. Line pages, okay? You can also get this pretty much this exact interior from the Book Bolt website. Let me actually go ahead and show you guys that real quick. If you want to actually pick up some of these simple interiors that don't really require you to do much, bookbolt.io, go to resources, go to interior wizard, and then you just click on the big blue button, okay? Give this a second to load here. And right here, here's that journal page. You know, you enter in some information, 6x9, 100 pages. Click on download, and there you go. Here's your interior, right? That took me all of 5 seconds to do. Let's go back to Amazon and keep looking at this. So create these pages. I know it takes a minute or two to do. It makes your book stand out, okay? No reviews. A guy got uploaded May 23rd, so, you know, not too long ago, priced almost at $6. So we don't have any reviews to look at, but we can scroll down, 120 pages, again, very standard, all right? And it's selling, but it's not selling the best, but something to keep in mind, okay? Let me check comments here, and we're going to get into some keywords. Let's see, I have problems with which categories I should select when uploading. Would I base it off the research of bestsellers, or... yeah, we'll go into that in just a little bit. I would base it off of 2 things. One, bestsellers, but Amazon's categories that you pick inside the back end of KDP are not going to be these categories. Okay, they're going to be a little bit different. So let me go over that real quick before we jump into the actual keywords here. If you have books ready to go, all right, bookbolt.io, resources, KDP category finder, type in your main keyword. So if you just type in like dog here, if I could actually spell it, this is going to give you the categories that you can pick on the back end of KDP. Okay, so you don't have to go through that entire tree that's got like 1.5 million categories and you get lost in. You can just type in your main keyword, and then you can find exactly how to get to it. And then from here, when you actually publish your book, Amazon will go through and pick out these categories, which you actually cannot pick in the back end of KDP. So keep that in mind. Look at these categories and try to get close to them, and then Amazon will do its thing in the background. But this category finder right here, very, very helpful. Okay, so let's get into some of these keywords. What we've done so far is we've literally determined, yes, people are buying in the school niche. No surprise, right? but we looked at what is actually out there. So here's the PDF. Here's the EasyPub Profits PDF. Here are some starting keywords to get started. These aren't keywords that you should target, right off the bat. They're keywords that we can use to find some low content books. So let's start with student planner. That's a really good one. So go to Amazon. Something I don't do is notice how when I open this up, it's in the books category. I don't do that. I look in the all category because I want to see every single product that's out there, even if it's not books. So let's type in student planner. First thing I'm going to look at, all right, is this right here, right under the actual search bar. It's going to tell you how many results there are. So there's over 10,000 results for a student planner. There are a lot of planners, okay? A lot. So we'll scroll down. Basically what I'm looking for is, do any KDP books show up in the top couple results here? These are all spiralized notebooks, so no, not KDP, not KDP, not KDP. This one might be, I doubt it. We'll go ahead and open it just to look. No KDP, no KDP, no KDP. Okay. Not seeing any KDP books. Do you guys see any that I just missed? I'm not sure. I am not sure. Let's see. Okay, so I don't see any KDP books here. So we started with student planner, okay? Now, one of the things that I like to do is I usually like to amend these, maybe funny. We'll go ahead and search that. Again, we're going to look at this right here. You're going to look at this a lot. This has over 3,000 results. Something I like to do, especially for low content books. This is probably a KDP book here, so let's open that. Notice it's sponsored, so this isn't exactly a student planner, but we'll take a look at it. If you're doing low content books, blank is going to be your best friend. Blank student planner. We're still at over 3,000 results. So let's keep going down here and see if we have any KDP books. I'm not seeing anything. So remember when we first started this, we're looking at this big niche. So we're in the school, right about in the middle here, somewhere in here, we're looking at student planners, okay? And we're trying to get to a low competition keyword, making it smaller and smaller. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go blank student planner for high school. Okay, notice this is a long phrase. Gonna click search. Now we're talking. Okay, now we're under 236 results on Amazon. Blank student planner for high school. We niched it down. We're talking about school. Okay, we're looking at student planners. We added blank in here because this is typically a low content book, and we added for high school to really narrow down our targeting. Who are we creating this book for? We're creating a student planner for people in high school. So now let's take a look. Okay, just because you see other books that are not KDP books doesn't mean this isn't a good niche. I mean, I can tell you right off the bat, this is an awesome niche because look at these reviews. Thousands of them. I'm going to see if we see any KDP books. Again, I'm not seeing any. So this might be an excellent keyword to target. Okay? I'm still not seeing any KDP books. Do you guys see any in here? I don't know. Let's go to the second page. Take a look. I mean, right, I'm just going to open a few of these so we can get a good idea. I mean, take a look at this. This is a spiralized book, right? I can't seem to make this any bigger. Here's a little bit big. All it is it's just a a weekly planner for people to jot down. These are very, very easy to create. You guys can do this stuff. So this is a good low content interior, not a KDP book. Okay, it's extremely expensive for some reason. Notice how they put in dates. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. It says July 2020. What I like to do when I'm creating planners or calendars is I like to leave this blank. So if you put in July 20 and then an underscore, it allows your book to be more evergreen. It's going to work for 10 years. 10 years your book can be up and selling instead of just, July 2020 in the 2020 year. So that would be 1 year. So something to keep in mind to make your book more evergreen is to actually put an underscore in for your dates. Neil, you need to put a space between high and school. All right, let's go ahead and try that. And click search. Okay, so now we're at over 1,000 results. I've always typed in high school as one word. Maybe that's incorrect. Let's try another keyword here. Okay, blank student planner for teenagers. Hopefully I spelled that correct. There you go. 153 results. So basically what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that when you are creating these low content books, start with the big niche, okay? Student planner was the big niche that had thousands of results. We added blank, still had thousands of results, but we niched it down. So a blank student planner for who? For teenagers, for high schoolers, for, I mean, you could put in middle school here. Let's see, blank student planner for middle school. 311 results. Okay, so that right there is how you are going to get down to a keyword that is actually low competition. Now, yes, granted, you are going to be competing with all these other books, and yes, all of these other books are not KDP books. But if you're targeting low competition keywords that get searched a little bit, all of a sudden those little bit of searches are going to get a sale here, get a sale there, and the more sales you get from these long tail keywords, the easier you're going to rank for the big one, which is student planner. Okay, so that is how you do this. You find a low competition keyword that's kind of long, but that still gets searched. You get sales for that keyword, and sales for that keyword will end up ranking you for the big one that gets all of the traffic. Okay? Student biology planner for high school, scale out all subjects. Steve, that's an excellent idea. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So remember, we're doing back to school. Anyone that's going back to middle school, high school, anyone who's doing subjects in, middle school, high school, college, those are all going to sell. So Steve in the comments here, let's see. Student biology planner for high school. This probably has like no searches. That has a lot. That has a lot. All right, so you can go from here and then type in different subjects. Student, I don't know, history maybe. Now we're getting there. You want to play around with these keywords here. But let's go back a few, and I want to show you. So blank student planner for middle school, okay? 311 results. Something I want to show you guys is inside a book bowl here, if you go up to your name, mine says Neil, you're just going to say whatever you signed up with. Click on KDP Spy right here. Install this extension because I'm going to use it. I'm going to show you how awesome this is. All right, it's going to be a little book up here, little book icon. Let me go back. Man, here it is. Okay, so blank student planner for middle school. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click that little book once you've installed this extension. Okay, and I'm just going to hit start. It's going to go through this page here. Bam, bam, bam. I'm just going to let it run for a little bit, and then I'm going to click stop. Now this is going to show you some crucial information on Amazon. I always like to sort this by estimated revenue, all right? And then I'm going to find a book that could be a low content book. So this right here looks like a low content book. Okay, you can click this ace and we'll open it up here. Right here, it's a calendar, okay? Simple calendar book. Awesome cover, so very bright, very vibrant, 1.5 million ratings here. But what I'm looking at is this is getting $32,000 a month in revenue. That's not going to be profit if this was a KDP book, but it's selling thousands and thousands of copies every month. So this is why when you're looking at this guide and they're telling you to do one single book per day, all it takes is a single book, all right? If this book was a KDP book priced at anywhere close to $14.99, you would be pulling in a massive amount of money. I mean, you can see all of these planners right here are doing almost $30,000 a month. All right, incredible, incredible. You can come in here now. Again, we have to tell ourselves: do these keywords get searched for? Like, are student planners an actual keyword? So you can come over to the keyword tab, And so this is going to give you a bunch of different keywords that are related to what you typed in. So let's just go ahead and type in student planner and click search and give it a second here. All right, so here's a bunch of different keywords with Amazon search volume. We can actually, sort these by lowest to highest. We can sort it by Google search volume. But what I'm really interested in is this Amazon search volume right here. So student planner gets thousands of searches a month on Amazon. Okay, so that is the overarching niche. You can come down here to find different keywords that also might be low competition. So, homeschool planner for one student. Now, if you guys open up webinar right here and the top KDP niches to explore, I actually put in homeschooling in there because that is an awesome niche. Let's actually take a look at that right here, homeschool planner for one student. So you can click that and it will actually search it in the background. So let's close this down. This is searching in books. So I'm just going to copy that keyword, go back to all, enter it. All right. Now we are at 294 results. Something like this. All right. Let me close these out so we don't get lost in the fray. Or something like this. Now, these are probably two really good examples. Let's actually start with this one because this one was first. Homeschool planner for one student. It's been up for quite a while. Okay, 93 reviews. So let's go through our typical spiel here. One, $7.99. Awesome price. Okay, we know that they are making money on this. Let's look inside. So very simple cover. This is literally a stock image with some text on it. Every single one of you watching this can easily create something like this. Homeschool planner for one student. So they put a front page in here, and here we go. Low content book, guys. We have some months in here, an attendance tracker. We have some subjects. So notice what they're doing. Each page they put a little bit more effort into. This isn't all just line books. Okay. Put a page, an assignment tracker in here. They did a bunch of assignments. It looks like most of the book is probably these assignments. So low content. Okay, we got that right off the bat. I'm going to scroll down. We're going to look at the product details. 106 pages. All right, look at that. There we go. There's a KDP book. Now, CreateSpace was separate. It's merged into KDP. Under 36,000 in the Amazon bestsellers rank. Awesome, 93. So this book right here is making money. This is probably making over about $1,000 a month plus one single book. You just saw how easy the interior is here. So let's just take a look at the reviews. Anything bad? Wouldn't recommend. All right. Why wouldn't they recommend it? Looks like they're looking for spiral books. Okay, not something we can do. No 2 stars and no 3 stars. Okay, so this book right here is a low competition book, but all right, homeschool planner for one student. Let's go back here and type that in. Homeschool planner for one student. Okay, let's run this. Okay, this is KDP Spy. We're gonna hit start. It's just gonna go through all these results and pick up a bunch of different low competition books or low content books rather. We're gonna go ahead and stop it. Sort by revenue. And now what I'm going to do is you can hover over these so you can see them. I'm going to find the first KDP book that I see. All right, let's see if we can find the one we just looked at. Home Sweet Classroom. This is a lesson planner. Okay, this lesson planner is doing incredibly well. It's spiralized though, right? Here's a number tracing that's doing, looks like $12,000 a month in revenue. Again, this is not going to be profit. Okay, I want to find and see if that other book, homeschool one, is in here. Lesson plan and record book, again, spiralized. Okay, here it is, right here. So this book right here, maybe not doing $1,000 a month yet, but again, this is going to be related to the sales rank as it sits on Amazon right now. That is why if you find this book inside of Book Bolt, it's going to give you an average over the last 30 days, but still, it's selling a ton of copies every single month, at least one per day. That is money in your KDP account. So let's go back. Let's actually just look at this one. I mean, this is probably the same sort of thing. Homeschool planner, okay? I think this is by the same brand here. Yeah, this is almost the exact same, just a little bit different interior. All right, so 56 ratings. It's been up for a while. Scroll down. It's selling very, very well. 8.5 by 11. Let's look at the reviews. 1 star? Any 1 stars? Yes. Wasn't great at all. Why wasn't it great? Let's see. It wasn't organized the way I would like. It's basically a bunch of blank tables. So maybe you could change up the interior for some homeschooled lessons. Okay, that's something you could do. 2 stars. The pages in the book were upside down. Wow. Okay, so maybe, I don't know if they messed up their print file or KDP made that mistake, but it's something you shouldn't do. Made for only 1 student, not at all what I thought it was. Well, Hillary is kind of an idiot because this literally says, oh, maybe not, maybe not. Okay, the other one said for 1 student. So let's actually go back and take a look here. So, homeschool planner for 1 middle school student, right? We're going to make a long tail, 122 results, so something super easy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. You could easily rank a book in here. And if you pull up KDP Spine, you look at keywords and you look at student planner, all right? Student planner undated. Did you just see that one right there? So we're looking at student planners here, okay? Student planners undated. It gets 141 searches a month. So this tells you that you could look at this keyword. Okay, it doesn't get that many searches, but it gets enough where you can rank it and start getting sales for it. College student planner. There's a lot of low competition stuff in here. Student planners, okay? Where's that one that I saw for homeschool? It was somewhere in here. Maybe I missed it. Homeschool planner 2020 to 2021 for 1 student, okay? That right there gets a lot of searches. So that, right there off the bat, another low competition niche. So you're going through here, these in the Easy Pub Profits Guide, you want to start with these keywords. Okay, so these are going to be the broad keywords that you want to look at that actually sell, and then from there you're going to niche down. So let's I think we've probably hammered the back to school month here. I mean, we're coming up on an hour. Let's scroll down. We have a National Breastfeeding Month. Okay, Breastfeeding Journal. Let's start with that, and let's just take a look. All right, we're in all Breastfeeding Journal. Right off the bat, low competition. Okay, 214 results. That's nothing. That is nothing. There's so many opportunities on KDP. We're just going to scroll down. The First Time Mom's Pregnancy Journal. Okay, this is a sponsored listing, so keep that in mind. Baby Logbook. Okay, this is a tracker for newborns, breastfeeding journal, sleeping, and baby health. Right off the bat, we find a keyword, breastfeeding journal, inside of the Easy Pub Profits Guide. Okay, breastfeeding journal, 214 results. This is definitely probably a KDP book that has the keyword in it, breastfeeding journal. 48 reviews. What does that tell you? It tells me that someone's buying it. I wouldn't have thought that that is a niche, but hey, I'm not really the target demographic here. So it's been up for a while. Okay, we're going to look inside, same sort of spiel. This is a, in my opinion, terrible cover, right? The colors are good, but I can't, if I'm searching for a breastfeeding journal, right? If I search for that, and the first thing I notice on this page, this is a good cover. I can read that. I can't read that at all. I have no idea what that says. I'm going to scroll down. I have no idea what that says. I know what this says. It's big. No idea what this says. So this is all the same person here. And notice the brand. Children's notebooks, children's notebooks, children's notebooks. They're all selling. They all have reviews. I can't read them. This person could make one change to their books, and I guarantee you they'd sell better. But let's take a look at it. Okay, baby notebook, mint green stripes, yada yada. Tracker for newborns, breastfeeding journal. So these are keywords that you can actually jump into. So if I took this and I open up another Amazon window, tracker for newborns, over 1,000 results. You'd want to niche that down a little bit. Sleeping and baby health notebook. There's another long tail. Let's just look at that one real quick. Over 2,000 results. So they're getting more and more. So what we just determined was that breastfeeding journal is probably the best keyword to start with. You can add other keywords in your title, in your subtitle, but start with the low competition keyword so you can start bringing sales into your account. So price very, very well. We need to look inside, okay? Wow, immunizations, okay? So this person put a little bit more effort into their interior. That's what I want you guys to take away. These are not all just lined pages. They're different. They have a page for immunizations, a page for some logbooks, sleep activity, feeding, diapers. Okay, a little bit different, same sort of thing. And then they repeat that one. So awesome interior. Okay, very good interior. It's been up for a while, 48 ratings. But how big is the book here? 150 pages, okay? This is a low-content book. Create Space is KDP now. Very, very, very good sales rank. 48 customer reviews. No 1 or 2 star reviews. That is good to see. Not really helpful, but people must be liking this book. Okay, it makes tracking remarkably easy, a lifesaver. Something I'm noticing. Let me go back here. If you see something like this, let's see the positive reviews. You want to note that they are a verified purchase. This means that the customer actually bought the book. If you see a review and it's missing this little red tag right here, they did not actually buy the book through Amazon on that Amazon account. But these are mostly all verified, which are awesome. They have some customer images here. So everyone's really liking this. This tells me right off the bat this is an excellent niche. We already found there's only 140 something products. I don't know where I put that. Probably was here somewhere. But breastfeeding, let's go back. Breastfeeding journal. Let's just look at that one more time. I'm just gonna copy the keyword, search for it. 214 results, so low competition. And there's a lot of different styles of books we can look into. So baby logbook, here's another one. 14 reviews. This is literally the same brand. They kind of dominate this space, it looks like. Priced really, really well. All right, 150 pages, KDP book. Look at that interior, guys. Any one of you can do this. And we just found a very, very low competition book. They're basically reusing the same interior with a different cover. So maybe they determined the error of their ways and decided to put a big cover that's readable on the front. Okay, so something really awesome. We can look at the ratings here. Verified purchases. This one, 2 stars. Okay, not great. Read through this sort of stuff. This is a long one, so I'm not going to. But right off the bat, okay, so looking at the Easy Pub Profits Guide, okay, I would have had 0, and I've done a lot of KDP research. I have never in my entire life looked at breastfeeding journals. Okay, you can probably guess why. But this is a niche that sells. I had no idea about it, and we just figured out it's incredibly low competition, and the interiors are really, really simple. And they're making money. So that's what you guys want to do. You want to start with, let's go back to our terrible drawing that I did here. Start with a big niche. So in this case, it would probably be babies, okay? Newborns, babies, stuff like that. Mothers, father, everyone loves to spend money on their kids. Maybe some of you don't, I don't know. But we started with a big niche here, right? And we found out through the guide, really easy, we found a low competition keyword that had, in that case, 214 results. Easy. So this doesn't need to be complicated. You guys don't have to complicate this stuff. So let's actually pull up KDP Spy right here. We'll run it through this, see how things are doing. Let it run for a bit. All right, we'll stop it. We'll just start looking through this stuff, see if we can find any of those. I mean, you're going to see a lot of this stuff right here. This is a baby daily log, newborn baby log tracker. So it's in the same niche, doing about $1,000 a month in revenue here. Again, I need to point out, the revenue is not profit. Okay, we get paid a royalty. We do not get paid revenue. Amazon takes their cut, but hey, about 90 sales a month. Awesome. Breastfeeding tracker journal. Okay, this one, only doing a couple sales a month. Not the greatest, but look at this. Hasn't been up for very long. It's selling. That's all you have to keep in mind. And it's selling, let's look at this one. This one's selling at an incredibly high price. No reviews, okay? It's been up since June 3rd. I like the cover. You know, it's very baby-esque, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'd put Gypsy RV Travels on the front. All right, I don't think that has anything to do with breastfeeding tracking. But you know, why did they do that? That makes no sense. Their brand name is Rock the Cradle. All right, let's scroll down here. Okay, so we're $10.99, incredibly high, but they're making some money if they're selling at that price. 40 pages, guys. 40 pages. Let's look inside. All right, so okay, I bet you the reason this is priced so high and they only did 40 pages is because they're printing in color. That is going to boost up the price that KDP charges you an incredible amount. So you could do something like this, but I wouldn't do color if you want to make a good royalty on your book. But this is a good low content interior. Okay, it's got some medical information, vaccines. This is the back of the book, so they show you a little bit what's inside, a notes page. Notice how their notes page is just lines, but they spruce it up a little bit with some artwork. That's what you guys want to be doing here. All right, let me check comments here since I've sort of ignored them. Is there a quick way to see if you've received reviews on your own books without opening each of them from the dashboard? Also checking your own sales ranks. I don't know of any super quick way to do that. I mean, I might pull a sales report and then look at those books specifically. They're actually getting some volume. I mean, something to keep in mind is that if you see a book like this that has 24 reviews, the review rate, so the amount of reviews that you get per sale is incredibly low. I'm talking like 1% or less actually leave a review on a purchase that they purchased through Amazon. Okay, so when you see 24 reviews, or you see some that have, you know, thousands of reviews, that tells you right off the bat, if they're verified, if they have that little verified purchase tag, it tells you they are selling an incredible amount of volume. So any reviews that are verified typically means that, hey, yes, that book is selling very, very well. Will this be available after the session? I have to drop off. Yes, it will. It'll be, we're going to put it inside of Book Bolt here. On the webinar page. So this right here will actually come down here, and you will be able to watch it there. It'll be on YouTube. But you'll have to get to it through this page. I think I have it unlisted. How many brand author names can we have on KDP? To my knowledge, you can actually have as many as you want. Don't use keywords in your brand name, though. Okay, I've seen books being taken down for that. So don't name your book, you know, like if this is, you know, Tracker for Newborns. Don't make your brand name Tracker for Newborns. Okay, make it, you know, like that other book we were just looking at that said Rock the Cradle. That's a great brand name right here. Great brand name. It's related, right? But it actually sounds like a brand. That's what you want to do for KDP. It doesn't have to be your name. Be whatever you want it to be, but something like that. Awesome brand name. Just don't put your brand as a single keyword. Okay, Amazon is going to take offense to that and either not put up your book or send you a email later that says it's been taken down and to go and change it. Any other questions? I think we're nearing the end here. If there's anything else you guys want me to go over, I mean, this guide right here, start out looking at it, read it through, pick each niche that they go over, take a keyword, okay? So we started with student planner. We didn't even look at homework planners. That's probably an awesome one. And then do exactly what we did in this webinar. Take the big niche, okay? Enter it into Amazon. Find a low competition keyword. So when I say low competition, if I'm going over here and I'm typing in, you know, breastfeeding journal. Journal was the one. And you're looking for the amount of results. I am typically looking for anything under about 1,000 results, okay? Because let's just say if you download this right here, the top KDP niches to explore, it's PDF. There's going to be a section in there about niche coloring books. In my experience, those usually sell the absolute best. So let's just go back to Amazon and let's type in like whale coloring book, okay? right off the bat. I'm looking for anything under 1,000 results. But the reason being is if you type in, say, let's just stick with whale coloring book. Let's actually look at the results, right? One, this is a sponsored listing. Okay, so this has nothing to do with whales. This is the first one. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and open a few of these. I'll close this. All right, whales and dolphins. This one's related to whales. This one's related to whales. This one's sort of related to whales. It's sea life, okay? But a lot of the times you're going to find out. So this is a sponsored listing. Mandelas have nothing to do with whales. This is another one. Mardi Gras has nothing to do with whales. Ocean life, yeah, okay. Fish, it's got a big whale in the front. I can barely read this. Terrible cover, but sells really well. Wild creatures, dolphins, okay? In your experience, have you ever seen a whale that looks like a dolphin? No, they're completely different animals. So, like, when you're looking at this number right here, make sure to actually look at the results, because a lot of the times, for some reason, Amazon will miscategorize something, or someone will put in a keyword in the title, which will throw things off a little bit. My Bible coloring book. Okay, my Bible coloring book. Is someone looking for a whale coloring book going to buy a Bible coloring book? Probably not. Probably not. So make sure you're actually looking through this type of stuff. So this whale coloring books are harder to create. Okay, they're low content, but they take a while. But spending that little bit of extra time is going to pay off. So let's take a look at one of these. Let's start with this one. Whales coloring book for adults. So right off the bat, maybe they should have said whale coloring book like they did in their title on the cover. But hey, it's selling, so I can't complain. Can't yell at this person too much. Whale coloring book for adults. The interior they got correct. And there we go. Okay, so like something like that, that's kind of hard to create. You can find an illustrator. If you are an illustrator, you definitely have a hand up in the coloring book niche, but they show you some examples here, okay? Now my guess is this is not going to be 100 pages. Okay, it's got 25 ratings, it's priced at $8. Awesome so far, it ships really quickly. 74 pages, okay? So under 100 pages, it is an 8.5 by 11, 25 reviews, and right here, 238,000. So it's still selling probably one every day, maybe multiple every day. We'll look at the reviews. Sometimes they have some images. I'm not seeing any. Only had one picture of orca whales to color. So if you do a whale book, apparently include more orca whales. What else do we have here? Notice how these are verified purchases. People are buying this stuff. Here's an image. All right, this person colored it in. Looks awesome. These are all verified images. So, images, verified reviews. So that tells you people are buying this stuff. And if you go back here, there's only a couple hundred products. So number one, find a good keyword. So we took coloring books as the massive keyword, right? Those are incredibly hard to rank for. We niched it down, in this case, to an animal, a whale. Doesn't have very many results. We found out that these are actually selling. I mean, you can look at this one, 65 reviews. Okay, we come down here, 48 pages. Now, this isn't a KDP book, okay, but 48 pages, really? Under 100,000 BSR, doing really, really well. This kind of stuff sells. Now, if you put up a book in a niche like this, one, you want to use your low competition keyword in the title. That'll help you rank. But number two, especially if you're doing coloring books, you can typically price them a little bit higher. Start running a little bit of AMS ads, and that'll instantly push you way up here. So instead of, if you type whale coloring book, instead of seeing simpler times, you're going to see your book pop up here. Run it just maybe a week. Okay, your goal when you run these AMS ads, in my opinion, should be just to get a few sales. 3 to 5 sales should be enough to kind of boost you up a little bit, and then organic traffic will start taking over, and you'll start naturally ranking near the top of the page right here. So that is how you find these low competition keywords. That's how I've done it, and it works. And take a look at the keywords. How do you set up multiple author pages? Currently I have one page. I have no clue how to get a author central. Gary, that's something I've not actually done on KDP. I am not sure how to do that right off the bat. I'll dig into that and see if I can figure out how to create more than one. How do we check to see if a brand name is already in use on Amazon before we decide to use it? So let's just use this one for example. If you type on Amazon, if you copy the author name and you put it in quotes, it'll come back. So copy and paste the author name with quotes. So that'll give you the exact match on Amazon because Amazon is a search engine. Okay, you'll be able to see everything that this author has actually put up. So that is how you find brand names on Amazon. Just copy and paste them. Make sure to put them in quotes. They got to be in quotes so it'll be exact match, and then you'll be able to actually look through all of this stuff and see right off the bat if that author name is in use. When researching on Amazon, can you click the Prime button on the left to help sort through all the results? Yes, you can click the Prime button, but the reason I don't is I like to actually look at KDP results, yes, but I also want to see what the customer is going to see. So if they go on Amazon and they type in, whale coloring book, yes, you could select Prime here, okay, which is going to change up the results a little bit. There's only 122 results, but as a customer, okay, when they type in whale coloring book, they're going to see this. Now, I have no idea why Amazon's targeting Black History Month on whale coloring books, but when you come in here, I want to see, one, what the customer sees first, and then as a second step, yes, you could definitely select Prime here and see what is available. These are a lot of the times going to be KDP books in my experience, not always though, okay? And I don't always want to see KDP books. Sometimes I want to see everything just so that I can maybe run the KDP spy so that I can look at the keywords and see what kind of what kind of volume they get. So whale coloring book right here gets over 500 searches a month. So right off the bat, we know it gets under 329 results. It's not very many, and over 500 people a month are searching for this stuff. You can break these keywords up: whale coloring book for adults, whale coloring book for kids, whale book for kids 5 to 7. Notice how all of these are getting searches. Okay, that's what you want to take away from this: is there is an audience looking for this material, and if there's not that much material up, okay, if there's only a few hundred results, it's going to be a winner. It's going to be a winner. So that's how you want to pick apart this stuff. Where can I find that July PDF about the keywords and niches? Kevin, easypubprofits.com is where you want to get that. Any other questions before I hop off here? I think we've kind of covered the process. Again, don't think this is a pyramid scheme, but we keep going back to this terrible image I've drawn. You want to start with a giant niche, okay? In this case, we took some niches from the Easy Pub Profits, student planner, but we really picked the niche of school. We started here. We went down the rabbit hole. Breastfeeding month, right off the bat, this ended up being a low competition niche, but the big niche in breastfeeding is what? Babies. So we started with a big niche, and we found a low competition keyword, okay? That is how you want to do this over and over and over again, and then at the end of the day, it's really just creating the products and getting them online. Do you worry about searching incognito or private when doing research? No, I don't, because typically, what Amazon is going to do is they're going to change the results based on your search patterns if you're not in incognito mode or something like that. But, okay, big but here, I have never searched for whale coloring books. I've never searched for, breastfeeding books. And it doesn't really matter because I'm going to go through all of the results. And I'm going to, click on them. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to look at the reviews. I'm going to look at the sales rank. I might bring it up in like the product search or the cloud search over here to see, hey, what's selling? What's the BSR looking at over time? So no, I really don't pay any attention to like an incognito window. I don't think it's needed. Thank you so much. Appreciate everyone being here. Any last minute questions, make sure you drop them below. A lot of good questions today. I appreciate everyone sticking around. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you take exactly what we just did today, apply that to the niches you're in. Okay, the easiest way to do this is actually figure out what you're already selling. Okay, so if you are a KDP seller, I'm assuming most of you are, take those niches you're selling and apply the same strategy to find more books that you can put up. Is this Easy Puff Profits free? No, it's a paid guide. I believe it's like $9.99 a month. It's very, very helpful. One more question. I've submitted a book last week because the first 2 pages were blank. How do you create the first 1 to 2 pages on a blank notebook? If you're going to do a blank notebook, I wouldn't really create blank pages. I'd probably put like an intro page, something like that. But what you can do is if you come over to Book Bolt, we're going to go to the home page. Click on Resources and click on Interior PDF Combiner Pro. This is going to allow you to like add a bunch of pages here. You can upload your own, and then once you've uploaded your own, you'll just come in here, you'll click the plus, and all of these in here are the ones that we offer. So you can, say, hey, I want the first page to be this, and I want the second page to be this. And you just add them all up, pick your size, 6x9, bleed, and then click download. So that is how I would put them together. What kind of keywords should I put in the 7 keywords boxes? Okay, real quick, if you go into Book Bolt, go to Webinar, okay, scroll down, and this one we did on April 15th, it's really, really long. So just keep that in mind, but I go over all the keyword stuff in detail. If you watch this webinar, watch the entire thing, it's going to give you a lot of good information about keywords themselves. So make sure to go through there. But in the keyword boxes, you want to split them up. No punctuation, okay? The customer doesn't actually see any of that stuff, so keep that in mind. Is the KDP Spy Chrome extension free? Yes, it's inside of Book Bolt. So once you're inside of Book Bolt, go to the top upper right-hand menu, click on your name, click on KDP Spy, and once you install it, it's just going to ask you to log in with your Book Bolt account, and you can use it that way. That's pretty straightforward. But inside the KDP Spy extension, okay, this keyword tool right here, instead of looking at the keywords over here and doing search now, in here you can actually add them to your favorites and everything. But if you're on Amazon and you open this up and you look at your keyword and you type in, like dog journal or something like that, give it some time. All right, so right here, you can actually save these keywords inside of Book Bolt on the favorites over here. Okay, so you see I've saved a bunch of keywords in here. You can actually do that from Amazon, okay, by just clicking save right here and then, saving the checked. So boom, you want to save the keyword? Yes, I do. Done. And now it's inside of Book Bolt to come back to at a later date. All right, any last minute questions before I pop off here? Anything at all? Definitely appreciate everyone showing up, though. I know this was a little bit longer than expected, but I think we went over some good stuff. Whale coloring books. I mean, guys, real quick, there are so many different kind of coloring books. I mean, you can come in here for any type of animal you can think of. Let's just go with rainforest. Rainforest coloring book. 344 results, right? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, brain surgeon to type in a keyword here, type in coloring book. I mean, let's just go over here and type in keywords. Rainforest coloring book. Again, about 520 people search for that a month. It's got low competition. You can come in here. There's all sorts of long tail keywords. Let's just look at coloring book, for example. Pig coloring book. Let's see. Coloring book. Coloring books for teens. Adult coloring books. Mandalas. Okay, that's a lot of searches a month. Mandalas, huge. Huge holiday coloring books. I mean, there's so many different types of coloring books you can do. And I know they're harder to do. You're probably watching this thing. I can't do a coloring book. You can find someone, if you are not an artist, which I am certainly not an artist. I mean, you guys have seen my artwork, okay? It's pretty awful. I sell coloring books. Find someone who can and work with them, okay? You could pay them up front. You could give them a royalty deal. I mean, all it takes is a little bit of effort to find someone to work with you, and you guys can get this stuff up too. Can you add centering guides on the cover designer? I have to eyeball them. Let's see. Do I have the designer open? I don't. If If you're inside the designer chain and you go, don't select anything, in the upper right hand corner, turn on, I think it's called auto snap, which should give you the vertical lines instead of eyeballing them. All right, guys, I'm going to pop off. Appreciate all you hanging around here. If there's anything I can help with, drop them in the comments. And we'll have to do this again sometime, so appreciate everyone. Hopefully you learned something, and I will catch you in the next